What the fuck? Can you hear me?
Because it trips when the generator trips. You gotta shut it all the way off for it to reset. Then you gotta open it up slowly as you put the load to it, and you turn it up a little more. You put more, turn it up till you get it till you can go full speed. And it's a ball. It's a blast. It's like crisis control management. It's all fucking cool. It's like being on the ship and shit's hitting the fan, you know.
Is that machine you're talking about a VDFT? Is that what it's called? Because that's what we get at work to increase the amperage on a motor without increasing the voltage. I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't exactly know about that. We had an exciter at the end of the turbine at the generator, and that's how we controlled the load, you know, by putting a little more current to it. It worked the same way as an alternator did, only huge.
Yeah, and we get these things at work that are on the wall, and obviously controlled through a computer now these days. And we have this motor on top that works off 300 amps. And this thing is fucking heavier than like your whole fucking automobile, this motor, this electric motor. And there's this thing they call a voltage direct trend. I forget what they call it. It's like this big old box, and it has a gigantic heatsink on it with a bunch of transistors on it that are like the size of your fist. And you're supposed to be able to give it the same amount of voltage, but be able to change the amperage in big old boxes over here I took from work. But that's what you made me think of when you're talking about running the amps up on a motor. It's like you gotta start slow until it gets there, or else it'll just trip off that breaker right off the back.
Well, when we do it, when the power strip off, we wouldn't increase the amperage any. We would more or less increase the load to it and turn on the steam higher to keep the RPM at 3,600. And then, you know, as you turn on another motor, the thing would slow down, so it'd have to give us more steam. Or goddamn, I don't remember. It's been so long now, but you get the point.
Now I get the point, but what you just kind of brought to the equation is you're running a boiler? Because you said steam, you're running a boiler?
Yeah, it was a cogen plant.
Oh shit, dude, we got 2 boilers over here. I know what you're talking about with that kind of stuff. It's pretty fucking serious, and you have to have a good sized day tank just to hold that distilled water or whatever kind of water you're gonna put into it.
Shit, we had a water plant that made water for us.
You know, like I was saying, you have to have a good amount of water supply for that, because I know even for us, we make condensed milk and then we make powder out of it, but all that moisture we pull out of the milk is calcium free and all that. It's all distilled. It's all moisture pulled out of milk, and then that's what we use in the boilers. But you need a shit ton of that water, dude. And when you're not using the boiler and the boiler's running and you're on bypass, that fucker whistles.
Well, yeah, that's a great idea to take all that condensate from that milk, because it ain't cheap to make pure water, and you gotta have that if you're gonna have a boiler of any kind of longevity to it.
Oh yeah, we call it cow water. That's how we use city water. And then we have to add, when we use the city water, we actually have to put like, you know, I forget what chemical is, but you add it in there, and then it makes all the solids sink to the bottom, and then they suck the water from the top. It's some weird shit. But we use they call it cow water, but for the most part, it's condensate. It has a weird smell to it, I'll say that.
Shit, the chemicals that we used to use back in the 80s when I first started working there, they had this crap called hydrazine. You didn't even want to touch that shit. That was some volatile crap, man. That was always spooky. You had to suit up with gloves and a face mask and shit, you know. You didn't want to have anything to do with that crap. I don't know. It wasn't volatile as flammable, It was just carcinogenic as fuck.
Yeah, carcinogenic. That sounds like when you breathe it, you die. We got this stuff at work called Glimmer, and it eats the first layer on stainless steel and makes it super shiny. But the thing I really like that we have at work, it's called Tornado. And these are all proprietary names for Chemco. This is like a powder. It's more like a not sulfuric acid, sodium hydroxide. So if you put this powder with anything hot water, it works 10 times. I get that powder, and I just fill up a bucket with hot water from the bathtub. I put it in the toilet so it flushes the toilet and fills it back up. And then I fill that bucket up with that hot water again, and I put that Tornado in it. I put it in the toilet again. Dude, that toilet will start bubbling. Like any live organism in there starts fucking bubbling. You flush it one more time, that thing is the fucking whitest porcelain you fucking have ever seen after that.
I used to see this stuff, it was called Misty. It was 2% hydrochloric acid, and that would take the fucking ring off too.
Oh yeah, and the hotter you get that shit, the better it works. The hotter you get that shit, the better it works. I used to use it for that, only for the fact that when I first got this job, I used to make moonshine a lot. And I would use that to clean my cake, which would be my mash pot. You put it in there, you put it on top of the burner, and you just boil it. And then that thing would just come out beautifully clean inside without scrubbing. Food grade stainless steel, I think it's 312 grade. That's the number you want to see.
Fuck, shit, stainless steel is all food grade if you ask me anyway.
Nah, not all of it's food grade. Some of it just is good enough so it just doesn't rust. Like, stainless steel is actually that, if you look at a Caterpillar, one of those backhoe tractors, that's actually stainless right there. That yellow color is chromium. But when you add that to metal in a certain way, it makes stainless steel. But that's why they paint all those things that color. It's actually an oxidized layer of stainless steel over it. That yellow color. Anywho, if you open up any keg and you take out that center tap out the middle of it, and then you just shove a 2-inch pipe down the center, it's a concentric hole. So it will just taper off and fit snug. You put a bike inner tube in between it to make the perfect seal. You plug the top of it, make it go up into a tower about 2.5 feet tall. Put a copper worm coming off of that, and you got yourself a fucking pot still. Set up a thumper, and you're guaranteed to have 70% alcohol after that if you know what you're doing.
Yo, that sounds fun just to do for the fuck of it.
Hey, I got 2 stills at my house, man. I got 2 stills at my house. One's mine and you'll never get it. The other one is the possibility. Yeah, if it is one keg. A keg is 17.5 gallons. So if you fill that up with a mash, and you use that mash right? If you use the right yeast, you'll get 22% alcohol out of that full mash. You put 15 gallons in there to leave headspace. You boil that thing. You want to keep it about 173 degrees the whole time. It's a reflux still. So if you run it right, you can get about 95% alcohol out of it if you just want to make some fucking harsh ass bullshit. But if you run a little bit hotter, run it at 180 degrees, you can get it about 70% alcohol. You get some flavor through it on the other side. Run it through charcoal. I just go to the fish store and get the activated charcoal. And you have some smooth stuff. You can mix it with some soda or whatever you want to flavor it with. You can actually just throw a couple of oak bricks in there in the right amount and make it taste really good. There's a whole bunch of things you could do, but in a nutshell, that's all you really need to do. Out of 15 gallons, you can make about good quality stuff at 70 to 90% alcohol. And then what you do is you cut it down. you can use a Brix meter to figure out what the possible alcohol you can make after you make the mash. You can use a hydrometer to figure out what your alcohol is at the end. But if you're planning on adding sugar, that's adding density, and you can only use math equation after that. So if you have like 90% alcohol, you have to add like 20% of what you want to break it down. And you can't use the meter after that because sugar is solids and it'll throw it all off.
I'd want to make that shit out of a bushel of fucking peaches or cherries or apricots or something like that.
So what you do is you get those apricots or peaches or whatever you're talking about, and I'm just going to go with the apricots, right? You make it with the peaches, those bruised peaches that fell on the floor, and when you go to make that mash, you add a whole bunch of sugar to it, and then you try to squeeze all the peaches until they break, and then you come back a day later, and then the sugar infiltrates it, and it'll just make it like a gel. And you go there and squeeze that peach more time, and it just blows up like jelly. And you take the shell of it out at the time. You let it ferment, and then once it stops getting close to stop bubbling, you take the solids out of it, because even after it's done fermenting, you wait 2 weeks and the solids will fall to the bottom. Use a plate, you siphon it out, make sure it's higher, blah, blah, blah. But the key to it is you get some dried apricots, and it's a reflux still, so there's going to be a tower to it. Google reflux still. There's going to be a tower to it. And within that tower, there's going to be a copper section to take out the sulfides. And then above that copper section, you get some dried apricots. You wrap that up in cheesecloth. And as the steam of the alcohol rises up, it pulls the oil out of those dried apricots and pulls the essential oils out of it, and it puts that flavor right into your alcohol, which after that puts that flavor right back into your mouth. You could do the same thing with like lemon leaves, coffee beans. You could go pretty crazy with it once you start kind of figuring out the routine. I swear I'm not an alcoholic.
Hey man, I tried to do it. I tried to get to be a wino with his cakes for the first year I had it. And I didn't, I gave her all hell. Yeah, I flopped.
I'll just say with moonshine, I don't know enough people that want to buy it, but everybody wants a free bottle, a jar of it. And I make a good fucking moonshine, I'll tell you, dude. And if you give me time, if you give me like about a year just to let that shit sit on the shelf before I mix it with something, it'll be so good, man. It'll be so good. But there's no profit, and there's a lot of time into it. A lot of love into it. My uncle, he makes wine. And when he does that, he makes like by the wine barrel, like by the yellow wine barrel at a time. And then I just keep, if like I talk to you, I show up to your house and you got like 30 empty Jameson bottles. Fuck, I show up to his house, it's like Christmas. He don't got to buy bottles. And he just fills it up and he gives it to everybody. He's retired, so he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think in a regular barrel, 30 gallons.
I thought a regular barrel was 60 gallons. One of those big ass ones that you cut in half and make like a flower pot out of?
Yeah, make a planter out of it.
Yeah, I think those are 60 gallons.
Damn, that'd be enough to kill a guy.
Or keep a lot of people happy.
Kill them, never get rid of them.
This is true. I did drink, he gave me about 5 bottles. I was gonna swing one bottle at one eye at a certain point, but, fuck, dude, I drank it. I had good intentions of giving it to him, and it was, I had one bottle made and one bottle of red wine, and then a week passed, and a week passed, and a week passed. I didn't talk to him for too long, and then by that time, man, I'm Portuguese. I drink wine. What can I say? Well, I think I'm gonna go reach into my river rafting ice chest and grab a beer. All right, 2 jumpers for tonight, and I think I'll be good. I'm just gonna make 2 jumpers. 2 RG8X dual shielded jumpers, tuned, not really tuned, nulled out. That's the proper term, nulled. Look at your email.
They're fake. My boy was fake. There you go, how's that? That work long enough? Yeah, I just had the key on the guy. Sorry about that. I just had the key on him. He spent all that money just to get keyed on.
I'll just drop it back on him and tell him he spent all that money just to get keyed on.
You go back to my search.
no doubt about it.
Oh, no doubt about it, no doubt about it.
You can There it is.
It's because you got a key on somebody.
That's how you do it. Move this boom mic right in the way. That's how you do it. You get the VFO flowing.
Oh, there you go. Now audio comes back. Oh, yeah, now real audio. Oh, yeah, now it's good audio, man. Fucking what the fuck, dude. Hey, whatever, man. Hey, Peanut, this motherfucking... It don't talk. I was trying to talk, but it don't talk. Every once in a while it does. Now, it's talking. It fucking goddamn keeps clipping off, man.
Hey, who's that out there making noise? I'm turning this VFO off. I ain't playing around. Who's out there making noise? Is that 782?
You hit yeah, this radio right here, it works, but it doesn't work, and it does work. I've changed microphones, man, and whatever, man. Yeah, I'm just barefoot right now. I put the shit to it, but now I get a little talk back so I can hear it, so I know it's working a little bit, not much, but a little bit. But when I put up the power to it, it fucking just turns off. I don't know what the fuck, man. It's what it is.
You know, I was talking to 420 Twin out there, and I watch him key up, and I see that VFO move, and at the same time, I've been seeing you key up, but I thought it was all shadoobly-boopy on it. But your key up is a quick key up. It just does a left turn and goes right to the transmit. So I had my volume off this whole time, dude. So I didn't even hear you. I thought it was 20 Twin. Hey, hammer out here.
Yeah, Pimple. Hey, Pimple, you know,
Oh, I'm sorry.
if we're talking like this, I sound way cleaner. on the feed, I guess. I don't know. But in saying that, when I'm talking like this, I definitely lose a lot when it's not modulating. You know, there's some discrepancies. Whatever. We'll figure it out. No big deal. You know. But when she's talking, man, shit, this motherfucker, shit, she talks, man. She talks good. We're just barefoot right now. I have the big box on.
Now, even when you have the gain pushed up a little bit more on that, it sounded pretty good. It actually sounded good the whole fucking time you're talking.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, 10-4. Nah, it's working on it, man. I just gotta get it dialed in. I think I told everybody, man, just chill out and we'll get it all dialed in, man. It takes a few bones and you just can't slap shit together. You gotta ease it in, and then once you ease it in, everybody's gonna be fucking mad. Everybody's gonna be fucking mad because you get loud and proud, and everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" That's hard. Hey, man, that's all right, man. Just ease it in. Just ease it in, right? Timbo?
No, 410. 10-4. That what the funny compliment is when people are like, "Is that a base station?" You're just like, "No, I'm just rolling around my Tahoe over here." Because what you got right there, that's just the driver for the future right there. We just, like you say, you just slapped it all together, man. We throw some coax, everything's right there at the right impedance. And it's going to sound the same, but you flip the switch and the S units just go up higher. And that's when you know it's working. You know, when you flip the switch and it sounds different, then you know something's wrong. When you flip the switch and it sounds the same, but the meter moves up, you know you got that shit running right. Hey, 782, man. Right now, barefoot, that thing's rolling and strolling. We're going to get those wires rolled over there, and it's going to put good numbers because you're going to see those numbers on the front and a voltmeter and a voltmeter. That's the main thing I put on there. I put a voltmeter on there, so you see actual by the decimal of a tenth. You know, and I think it was just another number to look at. It's fun to watch. And you're gonna put that watt meter in the corner, Foten.
Yeah, 15 on that. No, I mean I get it. You know, I just wanna. It's gotta get dialed in a little bit more. Just I put the big alternator in here, and I get shit, and we're doing this, and doing that, and whatever, man. It's not a big deal. But, it'll be dialed in. I took a lot of time to do my original setup. You know, I took a lot of time. And I got people asking, what the fuck am I doing? Well, I'm fucking trying to do this, it's called the standing wave ratio. And they're like, what the fuck is that? It's SWRs, motherfucker, whatever. A lot of people didn't know that back in the day, the thing is, I just think, like, man, I did it a long time ago, man, and it irritates me now that people don't respect it. You know what I mean? That's all. They don't respect this simple, straight up shit. They don't respect it. I don't think so. That's how I look at it.
One of those things that you invest into something, but you should have invested in infrastructure. You got it all on that side. But like you said, we just threw this all together, man. This is just prototype. And you just threw the alternator in there just to keep the voltage up, man. I'm kind of envious on that one because I'm running a 2x8. I drop my voltage down in my vehicle. If I'm not running RPMs, I could shut that fucker down. Hey, give me a radio break real quick. I gotta go tuck these kids into bed and then sing him a sweet nothing, and I'll be right back in 5 minutes. No modulation.
Hello. Hi. God damn it. Hey, hello. God, shit. Man, the microphone's bad. I had the microphone for a minute. Probably fucking 20 years, man. Telephone?
I got a couple microphones over here. I gotta fix it. It's just a broken connection. I got about 3 statics, old schools, and I got 2 old school. Oh, fuck out of my way. I got 2 old school RK56s with new cords on them, with a solid state metal clad capacitor. None of that blue China shit. I just set the kids to bed. I'm sure one's gonna come out here pretty soon and be like, "Hey, Dad, you're awake. I can bug you."
Yeah, I ain't got those problems, man. Although I do have a swimming pool, so if you want to go swim, you can swim. You know, no big deal. I got a swimming pool right there, bro.
I gotta come over your house and do some of that shit called swimming.
Yeah, 10-4. All right, this microphone's working. This is the 636L. Yeah, it's working better. I'm a little happy about this guy. That 5.6 fucking that RK fucking hate them. They don't feel right in my hand, man. I just don't like them.
No, I hear that. That's what she said too. I mean, I run the 6L. What is it? 6L3 6 or something like that too in my mobile. It just has that bass. It's in between noise canceling and fucking good old wide open mic. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, fuck, I give shit less, man. All I know is fucking, it talks, and it works, and, you know, that's the way it is, man. These old boys, out here, man, they want to talk shit, but, I just punch them in the face. Yeah, no big deal. Not that I want to bring you into that world, but I just think it's funny.
I don't know what you said. It wasn't like I was ignoring you or anything. I stepped away. I walked away. I didn't want to be like, "Hey, I'm going to grab beer. I'll be right back." And then you'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you. You're going to leave." I just walked away, grabbed the beer, and came right back. I didn't know what you had to say, but you're definitely saying something. And my ass grabbed a beer.
Oh, no, I'd definitely tell you to fuck off, but, you know. Get out of here, man. I would definitely tell you fuck off, but, man, I still love you in the same respect. It is a weird relationship, if you will, right?
No, I get that. And a fuck off to you, too. And I would like just to give you 70 turds to your family as well.
Oh, yeah, 10-4. Yeah, 10-4. You do you, man, do you. I love it. I fucking love it.
This is me barefoot. So if I'm looking at my watt meter, I put the peak meter on the peak kit on a 1,000 watt scale. I don't even fucking move the needle. I'm doing about right now, about 20 watts. And that's going from a radio to a RFX kit 75. I'm doing about 20 watts. That's all I get out of it. So if you still hear me, if you got a grip on my lip, that's a 20 watt radio coming right to you.
No, I get you. I get you loud and clear. I get you loud and clear. You're just loud and clear, you know. You sound good. Nice, loud, and definitely clear. Yeah. No, I run the barefoot too. I was banging this against the six bill, which sounds pretty good, man. But yeah, hey, look, man. Ain't nobody out here to fucking play defense or whatever. I mean, that one dumbass is out here, fucking Nevada Red, or not Nevada Red, Series Red. The other guy, Series Red, he's out here talking shit. Fuck. Trying to say like, oh, I'm sorry, man, for what I did. Fuck you, man. Yeah, it's a whole different story. What is?
Hey, Kaboom, dude, you just dropped down a Foxy dead key on me and you're just talking through it. My meter stayed in one position. And it was like a skull cracker. It didn't go forward, it didn't go backward. You just dropped the hammer on your audio. Kaboom, the whole time you're doing it, you're doing a Foxy dead key right there. No need to turn on a box, no need to flip a switch. I think Tin Man keyed on you right there real quick, and he called you a bitch. He was like, hey, Kaboom's a bitch. That's what he said right there. Kaboom. Who's he? He's a bitch.
Yeah, he's my bitch.
Hey-oh!
Whatever. I lose. I don't think I lose. You know, I can turn it up, but who cares? Who cares, man?
No. He said you lose. You lose. Even if you turn it up, you lose. And then he told me even, he said, I lose too. I lost, because I represent on the ballot as a Democrat. He's like, you already lost. But he keyed on you and he said you lose. I lost already last year, but you lose today. That's what he said. And he said, lot of mercy.
Well, like I said, I'm in Mobile and fucking hitting Mobile. The year antenna's not too bad, but from your guys, the year antenna, it's a little bit different. It's a Heisenberg, every 10 foot, so we're double the power. We all know that. That's the way it goes. Whatever, man. That's the way it goes. Every 10 foot is double the power, you know? So, it's not a big deal. I've been around this game long enough. And, understand it.
Where do you got your mic gain set at, anyways?
Mic gain. Let's see. Oh, almost all the way up. My bad.
If you're running that static microphone, dude, and you know, this is just me not knowing what you're doing on that side, just throwing numbers out there, drinking beer on this side, I'd have that bitch 3/4 of the way open, 3 o'clock, and just fucking hammer down and on the edge of Krusty.
Well, I was rocking that 56. I was rocking that RK56, but it goes in and out. It doesn't key up all the time. So I just shit can that motherfucker. I'm running this one again. Yeah, I got the static 636L. You know.
Yeah, that one's putting down the hammer, dude. You're putting on audio. You're filling in all of 4K kilohertz. 400 kilohertz of audio right here. 400, 4,000 one way, 4,000 the other way. That fucker's wide banded. I wouldn't move away from that mic at all after we did that adjustment. It's just fucking happy and dandy. But I was just saying, where do you have your mic gain at, dude?
Let's see, hold on. Turn this shit up. Should be pretty good. Hello? No, yeah. No, that's about 3/4. Hello? You got just a little bit of echo in there.
Yeah, dude, when you got at 3/4, the echo jumps up a little bit more. And it's right at the edge of crusty, but it's definitely at the fucking top end of the power range. When you're in a mobile, I mean, I'm in a base station. I'm fucking sitting in a nice chair. I'm keying down with my foot. I got a boom mic. I got a beer in my hand. I'm pretty sure you got a beer in your hand too. All the comforts of a base station. When you're in a mobile, dude, you want fucking big, bad, and obnoxious. And right now where you're at is at the edge of clean, and you can't get me out of your radio. Like, you know, you're in my receiver, you're putting audio into these ears, this brain is hearing what you have to transmit right there, dude. And it almost sounds like you're just finessing it in. That's where I'd keep your audio right there, just until you flip the switch at least. But right now, barefoot, right there.
Well, I'm not barefoot now. You know, I put the box on. I turned it on. But I'm barefoot into the 6-barrel. Barefoot into the 6-barrel, but it should be pretty good, man. It's the when I have the talk back, I can listen to it a little bit, and I can kind of adjust things. You know what I mean?
Well, I can definitely see it in the signal. I can definitely see you put some light in my signal on this SDR. On this $20 SDR USB stick that I bought and this free software that I downloaded to make it work. You know, just takes a little bit of know-how just to get it all going. But I could definitely see the signal get bright. If you're looking at when I key up and I'm so close in proximity and how bright it is, you just stepped it up by a kaboom millionth. And it stepped up right there. Oh, for sure. 410. 10-4.
Yeah, the funny thing is, man, if I don't drive this 6-barrel, if I don't drive it, the voltage is 14 and it doesn't even fucking dip. Now, when I drive this a little harder, like I put a 2-pill against it, it'll dip down to like 13 and a half. It don't go past 13. It drives. It's kind of it's my little monster, man. And once I figured this shit out, you know, it's the same shit. You know, you gotta figure it out. I understand everybody fucking wants to be this and that and king dingling, but once I figure it out, it's gonna be bad for everybody, you know, Tiffo?
Well, what you do is you get your shit running however you want it to get running. I got a 2x8 in my truck right now. And 377, you got something that could drop the hammer on me. But I want to go ahead heads up with you. With your big old fucking Tahoe directional vehicle right there, Foden. And I'm going to go with my voltage, which drops down to about 12.5 volts. That's how far my shit drops. On my bird meter, I get about 550 watts on a bird meter, which sucks. But it adds up to be about 1800 peak. So, but either way, I know what you're running on your side, and I ain't trying to put you on notice, but I'll put myself out there. I got my laundry on the line. I broadcasted that across 27.165. I'm running that 2x8, and I'm putting about that much power out of there. I'm going to probably do something different later eventually, but we got to do our weekend pop-up again, man. I would have had those jumpers done already, but I've been just talking. You keyed up, I'm talking. I'm going to talk to you. Rule number 1 on radio, man, I got to talk to my radio. When somebody's in my receiver, I got to talk back to them. Hey, Tim, man, I hear when you key up, too. I hear when you key up, too. Stepping all over Kaboom.
What about this wiki squeaky?
Put that wiki squeaky away. You know it's not squeaky or weaky. It's peaky.
I know you're right.
Who is that, MacGyver? Is that hog pen, MacGyver?
Affirmative.
Fotan, Tenfo. Hey, happy to hear you out there, man. You're a good fucking radio just talking. At this time at night, 12:32 on, what is it, the 16th? Jesus, this month has flew by real quick, man. Hey, MacGyver, dude, what you up to?
Oh, I'm out here at Fox Club, bro, getting my recyclables. I couldn't be happier. I'm happy with this radio.
What are you running? You doing the Cobra or are you doing the Galaxy?
The Cobra. It's just matched better for this. But I haven't run no sideband like you said. I'd like to try that.
AM. But don't give. If you want good power, if you want good audio, if you want to be heard, you put that Cobra out there, dude. You might be able to go get a Striker and do something different, but that Cobra is guaranteed power and it gets you outside power, outside audio.
Yeah. I only got $135 into it. You know that.
Yeah, dude. And fuck you for that, because I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah. Hey, I got me one of them Superstar or whatever fucking Echo mics. I can't get it to fuck. It works sometimes, and then the next time I key up, it squeals.
So with something mic gain all the way down, dude, have it like a quarter open. You want to have that mic gain like at 9 o'clock, barely open on the radio, and then you finesse bars on the microphone. But at the end of the day, when you're running a box, impedance, and when I say impedance,
Swinging and bending, you know, 'cause it's got that